Okay, so here we are with the next topic, that is CAA and Inline Permit. Right, one of my students said, "Ki sir, we are getting problem by understanding what exactly is happening in June." Actually, what happened? Right, there are two institutions, there are two organizations known as Assam Jatiya Badi Yuba Chhatra Parishad, right, and another one is Altai Assam Student Union. Now, these two organizations actually demanded stay, right, from Supreme Court of India for adaptation of Law Amendment 2019 and CAA, that is Citizenship Amendment Act. Now, we're not going to discuss Citizenship Amendment Act, right, because we have already discussed this in earlier in a video, right. I'll just discuss one thing, why Assam is having so much problem with CAA and NRC, right. If you remember, Assam has its state NRC in the August 2019, in which 19 lakh people got detained. Right, now these are those 19 lakh people which doesn't presented their documentation, proper documentation and purpose of living inside the Assam state. Right, before this, I guess 2 or 3 years back, there was this report that was published which said that Assam is having 40 lakh stateless people. Right, stateless people are those people which doesn't have any citizenship of any country. Right, there are chances those people belongs to India, but they don't have that kind of documentation which proves their identity and purpose of living in this nation. Right, so after that, the NRC of Assam was released, in which 19 lakh people were detained, or you can just say that they were not able, or they were not they didn't provided the proper documentation. Right, so what exactly is happening? CAA somewhere is relaxing the criteria to provide citizenship, right, to 6 minorities in our 3 neighboring nations, that includes Pakistan, that includes Bangladesh, right. So what is, and Afghanistan, sorry for a mistake, and Afghanistan. Those 6 minorities are living in different places of India, and December 2014 before December 2014, whoever came to India before December 2014 are given to are eligible to apply for citizenship. Now let's come to ILP, the Inline Permit setup. What exactly happened, right, during the 1850 to 1873, right? Remember this one thing, 1857, right, was the first war of independence. Before that, from 1757 to 1857, Britishers, right, they started capturing the different princely states under their administration, directly or indirectly, right. And after 1858, that is Government of India Act 1858, which directly puts the Indian administration under the British crown, right. The British entrepreneurship becomes a very easy, right, inside the British Indian subcontinent, right. So this particular eastern frontier, or more precisely we can say northeast, right, this region was full of indigenous people, full of hill tribes, right, full of people having a very different culture, a very different form of social administration, right, in which Britishers were not welcome at all, right. So what happened in 1873? They had a policy of exclusion. That means if you don't belong to that culture of northeastern and eastern frontier, right, you'll be excluded from them. And for that, Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act 1873 came into the picture, which said the exclusion of a British subject or foreign citizen, right. So if you don't belong to that hill or tribal community, right, that means you are a foreign citizen. And if you are a British entrepreneur, I mean, you will go over there. But this is the main policy of occupying a land or area by Britishers. First they go open a shop, later on they open a factory, right, and after that they capture all whole land and they make employee of that particular community in their factory, right. So they excluded British subject or India foreign citizen, which after independence 1947 becomes citizen of India. That means the state that comes under inline permit, right, will be excluded, right. And if being a citizen of India, I want to visit that place, I will need a permit, that is inner line permit. Some of documentation said one line permit, right? That is inner line permit. So I cannot visit those places which comes under ILP directly, right? So this is ILP. Now what is exactly happening if, right, citizenship is being provided to the foreigners, the minorities from our three neighboring nation, then those people can can live over those areas, then they can expand themselves, right, and the cultural immunity of that society will be under question. So what exactly government did? Government passed Adaptation of Law Amendment 2019 order, right, which said that the areas coming under inner line permit, right, won't be included in Citizenship Amendment Act, right? So if my place is under inner line permit, that means if any foreign citizen is living there, I can make them go outside my area, right, and even they get the Indian citizenship under CAA 2019, they won't be permitted inside our land or our society, right? So they passed the order, and that somewhere rises a protest from these two organizations, and they said if something like this is happening, right, then definitely Assam, the area, the region of Assam, 4 districts will come under the inner line, which are coming under the inner line permit, will have different sort of scenario because you are providing citizenship and those people are now locals, right? So they asked for stay to this particular law or order, but Supreme Court refused by saying this, that if you are saying this, we are also here to hear from government. Right? What was government's purpose? Why this presidential order of adaptation of law amendment 2019 was given? And why these areas are excluded from CAA? Let us hear from government as well. Then we will talk about stay and all. Right? So what we learned actually in this particular topic, number 1, inner line permit. Right? Number 2, the British policies. Number 3, when this Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act came, make sure the ILP and Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act both are similar, both are same, and there are reasons which wasn't under this ILP, but the Adaptation of Law Amendment Act 2019 order, right, that makes some of the reasons, some of more areas of Northeast that are now falling under ILP. That included Manipur and Nagaland, some of the area which were not included, now they are included. Right? So they wanted to have that stay on this order, which SC refused. Now come to the fact file. CAA, I won't going to discuss. ILP, fact file, that is 1873 when it was came into the picture. Now British subject, foreign rule, the rule is associated with the policy of exclusion. After 1947, what it is? This. Right? Now CAA was proposed, the list of NRC actually was given in August 2019 for Assam. 19 lakh people got detained. These are the two institutions, the organization which demanded stay, right? And now the last topic to be discussed, Article 371, right? Okay, it's not directly associated with this topic, but still we should discuss this so that in earlier time, the month which we are going to discuss, we're not going to have this topic on that, right? Now Article 370 and 371, there are same kind of provision with the different ideas. Article 370, according to Government of India and Constituent Assembly and at that time leaders, was a temporary provision, right, which was supposed to be ended, right, by Constituent Assembly of Kashmir, later on the Legislative Assembly of Kashmir, and then it was ended with the help of presidential order because presidential rule was in Kashmir, right? But Article 371 provided some special provisions to some of the states of Northeast, Himachal, Uttarakhand, some of the states in the South India, right? And they are special provision, they are the special conditions on which these states came under the accession of Union of India, right? So Article 370 can be removed because it was a temporary provision, but 371 cannot be removed from Indian Constitution, right? It cannot be revoked. Amendments definitely are possible into this, right? So just make sure we are not going to discuss 371 again, right? and if everything goes well, the legal current affairs section will take this topic as well, right? I hope you get it, right? Let's meet to next topic. If you get this, make sure fact file should be proper into this, right? Because there are a rare fact on which the question can be asked, but being a CLAT student, A-late student, you should prepare for this, right? Good, genius.